Hello, good evening and welcome to the Competitive Edges Daily Current Affairs series. Today is 27th August 2026 daily. We are here to help aspirants of civil services, APPSC Group 1 and 2, UPSC, SSC, RRB, Bank PO exams, Police SI and Constables, Junior and Degree College lecturers. Let's dive straight into the news. Moving on to news related to international. Severe flash floods in Nepal resulted in at least 95 deaths and over 350 missing persons, prompting the Indian Air Force to deploy 2 aircraft with relief materials and the Indian Embassy to release emergency contact numbers +9 77985131680 and +9 77970910750. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi spoke to Nepal counterpart Balendra Shah and offered humanitarian assistance following a massive flood into central Nepal districts bordering Tibet that damaged at least a dozen hydropower projects. Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to attend the SCO summit, with discussions surrounding potential bilateral meetings with Indian leadership shaping regional diplomatic engagements. Under the Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief Initiative, India dispatched a consignment of emergency medical supplies and rations to neighboring flood-affected Nepal. President SMT Draupadi Murmu expressed deep solidarity with Nepal as rescue operations recovered 46 bodies from flash-flood-affected regions. Sashastra Seema Bal deployed 18 relief teams and alerted border formations along Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand to monitor vulnerable districts near the Ghagra, Karnali, and Mahakali river systems due to Nepal floods. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi spoke to Nepal Prime Minister Shri Balendra Shah and offered humanitarian assistance to flood-affected Nepal. WhatsApp introduced new security features including enhanced two-step verification, support for multiple passkeys on a single account, and detailed information regarding calls received from unknown numbers. The Ministry of External Affairs strongly rejected the remarks made by the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination regarding alleged violations against scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and indigenous populations. Israeli Prime Minister Shri Benjamin Netanyahu stated that diplomacy with Iran's leadership is unlikely to succeed, expressing strong backing for United States President Shri Donald Trump's new economic pressure campaign. Meta, with over 3 billion global users, is in discussions regarding a settlement to fend off accusations from a coalition of 29 United States states alleging that its products deliberately hook children and mislead the public. Former Google researchers are developing an artificial intelligence and human hybrid system as a countermeasure to prevent rogue artificial intelligence models, moving away from the current industry norm of using artificial intelligence to monitor artificial intelligence. OpenAI announced plans to deploy its newly developed custom chips later this year after tests showed they could outperform NVIDIA processors, marking a major step in building proprietary artificial intelligence infrastructure. Security ministers from the Five Eyes nations consisting of Britain, the United States, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand met in Sydney to discuss emerging artificial intelligence threats to combat terrorism and organized crime. Scientific experts warn that Earth is experiencing record-breaking ocean temperatures, creating intense pressure on marine ecosystems and global climate systems. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Shri Parvathaneni Harish, urged the United Nations Security Council to ensure humanitarian access and protect food and agricultural supplies from sanctions during conflicts. India and the United States held strategic deliberations to enhance collaboration in the Indian Ocean region, keeping in view the priorities of partner nations. The United States administration temporarily paused visa appointments worldwide as part of a crackdown aimed at improving domestic security. Panama's Interior Minister SMT Dinosca Montalvo declared a state of emergency due to severe drought conditions caused by the El Niño phenomenon, which is severely affecting agricultural harvests. 4 Indian entities were placed under United States sanctions as part of an international campaign to restrict Iran's financial networks and enforce secondary sanctions. Canada announced counter-tariffs ranging from 15 to 50% on United States goods, effective 8 September, following recent tariff implementations by US President Donald Trump. The Indian Air Force kept its heavy transport fleet including C-17, C-130J, and C-295 aircraft on standby for flood relief operations in Nepal. Devastating flash floods in Nepal's Rasuwa district near the Tibet border along the Bhotekoshi River resulted in 95 deaths and 384 missing persons, including 105 Indian nationals, prompting Indian relief operations. A sudden flash flood in Nepal's Bhotekoshi River basin severely impacted villages, roads, bridges, and major hydropower projects in the Rasuwa district, leaving hundreds missing and rescue operations underway. Massive flash floods in Nepal resulted in at least 95 deaths and left over 400 people missing, including more than 100 Indian nationals. India and China reached an 8-point consensus on the border following special representatives talks held between National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The Indian Air Force deployed a C-130J aircraft to transport 10 tons of humanitarian aid, including emergency shelters, blankets, hygiene kits, solar lamps, and essential medicines, to flood-affected Nepal. Moving on to news related to national. A parliamentary panel report highlighted that only 2,790 students enrolled against the target of 10,500 under the government free coaching scheme, following Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's announcement of a free online coaching rollout. The Meghalaya Assembly passed a resolution opposing uranium mining, supporting local communities who resisted proposed mineral exploration in Domiaziat, Lostoin, Mavthabe, and Wakaji areas of the south-west Khasi Hills district. The Bihar government issued a high alert following deadly Nepal flash floods, with Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah discussing state preparedness for the imminent flood threat with the Bihar Chief Minister. Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah is scheduled to visit Manipur in October to lay the foundation stone for a medical college in Senapati district. The Karnataka High Court quashed charges against a Kodgu homestay owner under the Foreigners Act, 1946, noting that the statute was repealed in its entirety on 1 September 2025. The SUPREMECOURT issued a ruling regarding the other backward classes creamy-air income test, prompting the central government to seek formal clarification on its retrospective implementation and effect on past decisions. Minister Shri Ajay Singh announced the upcoming launch of a dedicated dashboard providing constituency-wise details of groundwater recharge projects aimed at improving water levels across states. Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah assured comprehensive assistance to Bihar and mobilized National Disaster Response Force teams following heightened flood threats and rising water levels caused by flash floods in Nepal. Shri Deepinder Goyal is set to launch Temple, a wearable health device designed to continuously track cerebral blood flow and tissue oxygenation in real time. Department of Financial Services Secretary Shri Sanjay Lohia announced at a Small Industries Development Bank of India conclave that regional rural banks must scale up micro, small and medium enterprises, lending in rural and semi-urban areas to diversify their loan portfolios. Telangana government signed a memorandum of understanding with Korea National Sport University to boost athlete training and align with 2036 Olympic goals. security forces unearthed a Maoist dump containing country-made guns, tiffin bombs, cable mines, and improvised explosive devices along the Odisha-Chhattisgarh border in Malkanagiri forests. According to AO, India recorded the Asia-Pacific region's biggest fall in receivable days by cutting the average payment collection time by 8 days to 56 days in 2025. The Karnataka government ordered the suspension of food licenses of Amazon, Swiggy, Instamart, and Big Basket for selling and distributing Datura Nepal for human consumption. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi reviewed 6 key infrastructure projects across railway, road, and power sectors spanning 9 states with a cumulative cost exceeding 30,000 crore rupees. Rajasthan railway stations received a 56,000 crore rupees upgrade push, featuring second entry gates, an air-conditioned concourse over 10,260 square meters, 3 new foot overbridges, 30 lifts, and 18 escalators. The central government announced the retail sale of onions at 35 rupees per kg in Delhi, sourcing them from a massive buffer stock of 1.21 lakh metric tons maintained across producing states for 2026. The Election Commission of India plans to establish 50,000 electoral literacy clubs across schools, colleges, and universities to boost voter awareness ahead of the 2029 Lok Sabha elections. The Indian Medical Association issued an advisory urging caution against self-medication with antibiotics and antivirals during the seasonal monsoon surge of influenza H1N1 swine flu cases across India. The Karnataka High Court issued a strict direction stating that no trees shall be cut and no construction activity shall be carried out in the Bidadi Township project area without prior court permission. Lok Sabha Speaker Shri Om Birla issued notices to 20 Rebel, All India Trinamool Congress, members of Parliament, seeking their response within 7 days regarding disqualification pleas. India and China agreed to push for an early and substantial harvest in border delimitation talks and scheduled an expert-level meeting on trans-border rivers for September to share hydrological data. The Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs stated that the Customs Department has successfully transitioned its primary role from a mere duty collector to a proactive trade facilitator. The Lok Sabha Secretariat issued disqualification notices to 20 Rebel All India Trinamool Congress members of Parliament under anti-defection laws. The Union Government sanctioned an amount of 22 crore rupees for the organization of the 8th Khelo India Youth Games. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is set to connect with the country's youth through a nationwide sports dialogue under the Khelo India initiative. The Supreme Court of India announced the formation of a special bench to hear the central government's plea regarding the other backward classes creamy layer framework. The central government planned smart border architecture integrating artificial intelligence, sensors, and unified command and control centers, with a pilot project starting on the Pakistan border. India and China held their 25th round of special representatives talks focusing on resolving long-standing boundary disputes with transparency. The government of Karnataka decided to convene a special legislature session exclusively to discuss the implementation and impact of the Kasturirangan report on the Western Ghats. Medak district in Telangana was selected among the key industrial clusters under the central government's nationwide energy efficiency initiative. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Shri C. Joseph Vijay formally scrapped the proposed 27,400 rupees crore Parandur Greenfield Airport project, which had faced persistent protests from local villagers and farmers. The Bombay High Court advised the central government to consider amending the Aadhaar Act to bridge interagency coordination gaps and prevent foreign nationals staying illegally in India from fraudulently obtaining Aadhaar cards. Union Home Minister Amit Shah reviewed the flood preparedness in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh with respective chief ministers as the Ministry of Home Affairs closely monitored the receding water levels in reservoirs on the Nepal side. Multinational food companies continue to adapt ingredients, sugar levels, and warning labels for products like Fanta, Maggi, KitKat, and Bournvita across different markets, while India's debate on front-of-pack warning labels remains unresolved. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas kept new LPG connections on hold as a temporary measure due to geopolitical flare-ups in West Asia, encouraging distributors to promote 5 kg free trade cylinders and 10 kg composite cylinders. The Ministry of External Affairs rejected politically motivated and highly malicious references made by the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination concerning alleged large-scale violations by law enforcement personnel. Chief Election Commissioner Shri Gyanesh Kumar chaired the Regional Conference on Electoral Literacy Clubs and SNET in Chennai to strengthen voter outreach and foster constitutional literacy among future voters. Researchers at the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences have identified that peripheral inflammation may drive brain damage in the rare neurological disorder, progressive supranuclear palsy, potentially aiding earlier diagnosis. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar led an electoral literacy meet where technology platforms, including Electoral Literacy Clubs 2.0 and the Unified SNET mobile application, were showcased. The Cyber Bureau successfully recovered 85.20 lakh rupees for an elderly victim who had transferred the money to a specified bank account under a digital arrest scam claiming Reserve Bank of India verification. Marking Raksha Bandhan, the Odisha government offered fare-free travel on Ama buses for women across Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Puri, Rourkela, Sambalpur, Berhampur, and Kendujhar, benefiting nearly 1 lakh commuters. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Safran announced a joint venture to develop the Aravali helicopter engine, marking a strategic transition from licensed production to indigenous joint development of high-power propulsion technology. Moving on to news related to state, Andhra Pradesh. The Andhra Pradesh government sanctioned 4.40 crore rupees to establish the Ambedkar AP Study Circle in Ongole, which will provide free coaching, hostel, and food facilities to eligible students as announced by the Social Welfare Minister. Amid a 51% rainfall deficit affecting nearly 62% of the population dependent on agriculture, Andhra Pradesh Agriculture Director Manazir Zilani Samoon stated that the state has adopted a four-pronged strategy to protect farmers and rural livelihoods. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Shri N. Chandrababu Naidu directed officials to implement the artificial intelligence-based Sanjeevani project across the state starting 1st January to transform healthcare delivery. The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh inaugurated the one-day Pan-IIT Summit in Vijayawada on 3rd October, focusing on deep tech, artificial intelligence and investment opportunities with over 500 delegates participating. The Buckingham Canal runs for about 450 kilometers along the east coast of India, comprising 250 kilometers in Andhra Pradesh and 200 kilometers in Tamil Nadu, forming a historical navigable stretch alongside the Krishna and Godavari irrigation canal systems. Villages in the Ankappalli district of Andhra Pradesh continue to face fluoride contamination issues as drinking water supply schemes became defunct due to groundwater depletion caused by sand mining around borewells. The Andhra Pradesh Junior Doctors Association temporarily called off their strike following directions from the High Court to resume patient services, while the state government was directed to resolve their demands within 2 weeks. Tension prevailed at the Nagarjunsagar Dam as Andhra Pradesh drew water unilaterally, leading to a retaliatory response from Telangana. Bharat Rashtra Samiti leader T. Harish Rao urged the Krishna River Management Board to halt Andhra Pradesh from drawing water from Nagarjunsagar, accusing the Telangana administration of failing to protect the state's Krishna water share. The union government has approved 2,447.98 crore rupees for the Andhra Pradesh National Health Mission Plan, directing the state to prioritize national health mission programs while utilizing the funds. Officials from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh clashed as both states released 2,000 cusecs of water from the Nagarjunsagar reservoir, which is nearing its dead storage level. Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages officials met Andhra Pradesh Industries Minister T.G. Bharat as part of the state's investor outreach ahead of the Confederation of Indian Industry Partnership Summit 2026. A high-level meeting was chaired to review the design, construction plan, interior layout, modern facilities and safety standards of the assembly building in the capital city of Andhra Pradesh, Amravati. Axis Energy and Lumara are set to develop a 400 megawatt solar project in Nandyal district of Andhra Pradesh, with commercial commissioning officially targeted for the year 2027. The states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana scheduled high-level talks regarding Krishna River water sharing, following appeals made to Water Resources Minister Shri Nimmala Ramanaidu to ensure drinking water supplies during dry spells. Chief Minister Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu directed officials to implement the Sanjeevani Healthcare project across Andhra Pradesh, starting from 1st January, utilizing artificial intelligence for efficient healthcare delivery. This is all for now. Let us meet again in the next session of Current Affairs. Until then, test your knowledge by attempting quizzes. If our resources are useful to you and think may benefit your friends, well-wishers and neighborhood, share the links to them. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss latest updates. Also coming soon on our channel, General Studies series, Arithmetic and Mental Ability series, and Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning. Stay tuned.